Sorry that the other video cut off, guys. My sister called me and I thought after I hung up with her that it would continue, but it did not continue. So I kept talking and it wasn't recording. So the rule that I wrote is multiply the number of sections by 3. Your rule cannot be multiply by 3. You need to specify that you are multiplying the number of sections by 3 to get your posts. Now we need to do our next one. Our rule for our rails. So here's another arrow. How do we get from posts to rails? What is our rule going to be to get from posts to rails? 3 to 6. What are you multiplying by, adding by? Remember, it has to work for all of these numbers. Pause the video and hit play when you have a rule. If you noticed that you are multiplying by 2 each time, good job, you got it. So the rule that we can write is multiply the number of posts by 2. If you need to pause and catch up writing that, please do so. Then let's solve. What should this be? We know we need to take 27 and multiply it by 2. 2 times 7 is 14. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. 54. All right. Number 2. What if another style of rail fencing, so if you notice this one looks a lot different than this one, has 6 rails between each pair of posts? How many rails are needed for 27 posts? So let's count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. For one section, we have 3 posts, 1, 2, 3, and the rails that we just counted were 12. This is a different style of fence, so our rule is going to be different now. Our rule from here to here will actually stay the same because our number of posts didn't change, just the number of rails changed. So we need to get from there to there. How are we getting from 3 to 12, 6 to 24, 9 to 36? Please pause the video, write a rule, hit play to see if you're correct. The rule should be that we multiply the number of posts by 4. Now will you please pause and figure out what that box is, what our missing section is. If we had 27 posts, how many rails would we need? Pause and solve. Hit play to see if your answer is correct. You should have multiplied 27 by 4 because our rule was multiplying by 4. 4 times 7 is 28. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 2 is 10. 108. Great job, guys. All right, we are to the on your own section. Again, all today is following along in the video with me and pausing and solving when I ask you to. Number 3, look for a pattern. Jane works as a limousine driver. She earns $50 for every 2-hour shift that she works. How much does Jane earn in 1 week if she works 40 hours per week? Write a rule and complete the table. We need to find a rule between shifts and hours, and then between hours and Jane's pay, so that we can write a rule and figure out that box. So let's find a pattern between the shifts and the hours worked. In one shift, she works 2 hours. 2 shifts, she works 4 hours. 3, she works 6. 20, she works 40. Will you please pause the video and write off to the side right here what the rule is? I hope you wrote that the rule is multiply by 2. We are multiplying by 2. We're multiplying the shifts worked by 2 to get our hours worked. Now we are looking for the hours worked and Jane's pay. How do we get from 2 to 50? From 4 to 100, from 6 to 150. This one's going to take some thinking. My hint to you is that you are multiplying by something. 2 times what is 50? You might need to try things. If you look at your chart, you can only go up to 12, and 2 times 12 is only 24. So that's not going to be, we need something bigger. Start testing things. Pause and come back when you have an answer. We are multiplying by 25. 2 times 25 is 50. 4 times 25 is 100. 6 times 25 is 150. The rule that we can write is multiply the hours worked by 25. Will you please figure out what our missing box is and then hit play to check if you were right. When you do 40 times 25, the answer you should get is 1,000. Please check your math. If you did not get 1,000, try multiplying 40 times 25 again. It's a double digit. Don't forget that. Number 4. Rosa plays games at a fair. She can buy 8 game tokens for $1. Each game costs 2 tokens. How many games can she play with 120 tokens? Write a rule and complete the table. Rosa's playing games at a fair. When she pays $1, she gets 8 tokens. Each game costs 2 tokens, so therefore she can only play 4 games with 8 tokens. Please find a rule between here and here, here and here. Write the rule and give me an answer. All 3 of those things, a rule from here to here, from tokens to games, write it down, figure out the missing box. Pause and then hit play when you are ready. Okay. I should have given you a heads up that this one wasn't going to be all multiplying. From here to here would have been multiplied by 8. So great job if you got that. Now from here to here, we're getting smaller. From our tokens to our games, we are getting smaller. So multiplying isn't going to be an option. If you wrote down a rule that was multiplying, will you please pause and come up with one that is dividing? You should be, sorry that's hard to see, dividing by 2. The rule that you should have written is divide the number of tokens by 2. And your missing box should have been 60. Okay, we're doing 2 more for today. Number 5. Janelle is making snacks for her classmates. There are 2 cups of raisins in one batch. For every 2 cups of raisins, Janelle adds 4 cups of oats. How many cups of oats will she need if she has 10 cups of raisins? Draw a table and write a rule. So they did not give us a table. I will give you the outline of a table really quickly, if you will copy that down. We have batch, raisins. It's important that we put that we're measuring in cups here. And oats in cups. Okay. In one batch, will you please read back through the problem, figure out how many raisins there are and how many oats? There are 2 cups of raisins in one batch. 2 cups. For every 2 cups of raisins, Janelle adds 4 cups of oats. So for 2 cups of raisins, we have 4 cups of oats. Let's talk about batch number 2. Raisins, we are going to be adding 2. Oats, we are adding 4. So what is 2 plus 2? 4. What is 4 plus 4? 8. Will you please do 3, 4, and 5 batches? Fill in the rest of that table, and then hit play. Well, pause it, fill in the rest of the table, then hit play when you are ready. You should have got these numbers in your table. If you didn't, please try again. All I did was add 2 each time, and down here I added 4 each time. The question asked, how many cups of oats will she need if she has 10 cups of raisins? So, 10 cups of raisins. How many oats is she going to need? 20 cups of oats. That's not what we're going to write here. We do need to come up with a rule of how we get from here to here. So how are we getting from 2 to 4, from 4 to 8, from 6 to 12, from 8 to 16, and 10 to 20? Come up with a rule, write it down, and then pause, come up with a rule, write it down, then hit play when you want to check your answer. Your rule should be multiply the number of cups of raisins by 2. Great job. We are multiplying by 2. Number 6 is a little bit different. Look for a pattern. It says, here are our figures. We go from 2 squares to 6 squares to 10 squares. Let's go ahead and figure out how many squares are right here. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Write that down. 14 squares. My question is, what is the rule? So first we need to come up with a rule. Let's focus on just that question first. How do we get from 2 to 6? Maybe we're multiplying by 3. 2, 4, 6. Okay, let's try multiplying by 3 again. 6 times 3. 6, 12, 18. If multiply by 3 is our rule, then this one should have 18. Does it have 18? No, so multiplying is not our answer. How else can we get from 2 to 6? If you're thinking adding, I like that. Let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have to add 4. Let's see if that works for our next figure. 6 plus 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, 10. 10 plus 4, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14, I like it. I think we found our rule. Our rule is to add 4. My next question, how many squares will there be in figure 5? Here we have figure 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have 5 over here that they didn't draw for us. But we can still figure out how many squares there will be. Our rule is to add 4. So we need to take 14 and add 4. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 squares. Okay, that is all that we are going to do today. Tomorrow, we will do the same thing with our homework page. I will walk you through the problems, ask you to pause and solve. Please take pictures of the work that you did in your workbook today and send them to me so that I know that you participated. Thanks, guys.